And we are live. Yep. Once again, I was gonna not do it. But I'm like, man, I got this big old thing of coffee I gotta drink. And I've done listened to enough music. And I do got stuff I want to talk about. But I always got stuff I want to talk about. Always. It's the beauty of being a social butterfly, man. I'll tell you. I always got something to say. I'm telling you, man. When you were silent, like majority of all your upbringing, man, it shakes people who went to school with you too. Because when they realize how much you're really speaking, they're like lost. They're like, wow, I didn't know he spoke so much, but now you can't even shut me up. You can't shut me up one bit. Of course, I'm learning control. I'm getting better at it. But it used to be really bad, where if I wanted to say something, I'm going to say something, and I'm going to keep saying it. And since I wanted to direct it to you, I'm going to keep saying this stuff, blah, 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 until I'm satisfied, and then I go. You know, that's how it was. That's how it used to be. I used to be very aggressive with communication. Like, I didn't care. And that's the thing. That's one of the problems, too. I still don't care to this day. But I'm working on, what's the word for it? Moderation and stuff. One thing my friend was teaching me, she was telling me, well, James, you got to remember there are times and places for certain things, like when it comes to communication. And she was going over a bunch of different processes with me, like, you know, like different obstacles where it would be okay to say this in this obstacle, blah, blah, blah. But then say if the obstacle was faced, but then something else happened to the person that you were going to approach with that, blah, blah, blah. And she was just going over all these different obstacles. I tell you, man, my friends are freaking awesome. They're awesome. They help me when I need it. Like when they see me in confusion, like they are quick to be there and just help me to the best of their abilities. And I love it. But I'll tell you, man, life is just, it's been going, you know. It's been going, you know. And I'm learning a lot, especially with this whole with the healthy environment and stuff. As I advance through the healthy environment stuff, you know, it's a lot to take in, and there's a lot of acknowledgement that I have to do on myself, reminding myself, hey, this is a completely different environment, James. You don't be thinking this way. You don't be thinking like this. You aren't even in that type of mentality no more. You need to stop thinking like that. There's a lot of times where I have to limit, you know, have to suppress that side. Tell you, it's the old James. He's up in the casket. He's dead. He's just dead. He's in the casket. He wants to come out, but he can't come out. So he's angered by that this coffin won't open up. And I'm not letting him out. Like, I'm like, no, that's old me. That's not me. That's not even who I was. That was the James who was suffering. That was a sick James. Excuse me, coffee. That was a sick James. He was ill. Very, very ill. Like, you know. So I have to always correct myself all the time. Like when it comes to these new environments that I'm in, that I put myself in. Because I have to acknowledge that, hey, this is a whole different environment, James. You don't be thinking that way. And that's one thing that I've noticed as I continue to advance, you know, in the other side of life, you know. Because, you know, I've been through the trenches. I've been through the dark side. I've been through all that. I don't know what it looks like on the other side. So I am learning the whole fucking time. Like, I'm learning. Like, I'm taking in everything. And, you know, to the best of my abilities. And sometimes when old James, like, I just feel him, like, shaking the coffin, like he's willing to come out, I got to put him back in his place, you know. And as I advance into the other side of life, the more healthier side, if you will. Like, I have to remind myself when I reach a new obstacle or a new level, and I get, obstacles placed in front of me, which is going to benefit my overall growth on this side of life. The old me shakes, like he shakes in his coffin. He tries to rattle my brain, and he tries to get me to think, man, you're really trusting this. You really trusting this. You really trusting this. You do realize that, right? And I have to shut him up. I have to put him back down. I'm like, nah, get back in that coffin. You can't come back out. You're staying in there. You ain't coming back out, dude. Like, listen, you pay respect to the old you, number one, because from what I've learned from my caseworker and my therapist, the old you was developed as a survival. It was a defense mechanism for your body, for your mind, for protection for you. So I give my credit where credit is due. I give credit to old James. I give credit to him. He did his job. He did good. I'm still alive. I'm still alive to this day, breathing. I ain't been locked up. Never been locked up. Because he wanted to orchestrate everything out through writing. And that's how I got really good at writing. I'm phenomenal at writing, but it's only with that portion of writing, decrepit stuff. I can't write positive, and that's one thing that I've been doing recently. Because, I don't know, I've just noticed, since I've been advancing into a healthier, environment and just advancing constantly, because I've been doing it for years now, just working on myself. But I'm being other people are starting to be put into you're starting to attract better. And when I attract better, I don't know this type of vibe. I don't know. It's never been exposed to me. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about people like this or stuff like that. So, I'm just trying to learn from my friends who are there to help me to the best of their ability. And also with what I can deal with, with what I think I know and stuff. And I try to study myself, try to study on the other side of life. But the thing is there's no learning to it, because that's the thing. A lot of people don't make it to that point. They don't make it to that point because they're too caught up in traps to even exceed to something like that. Because I tell you, man, if you start getting into the healthy environment and stuff like that, and you're dealing with the wrong people, man, you just butchered yourself. You butchered yourself. If you find the dark ways, because that's one thing my friend has enlightened me on in the past. Whenever he was helping me out, when my caseworker, I just stopped going to my caseworker because of the COVID stuff. He was actually telling me, sometimes there are snakes that come into these healthy environments that we try to create. And they try to destroy what we are trying to create. So, man, if you get involved in the gym or something like that, and you're getting involved with the wrong people, you fucked yourself up. You fucked yourself up big time. The only way you're going to create a healthy environment, man, is if you do it at your own place. Because now you know where to get all the nooks and crannies. See, I don't know nothing about that. I was on the dark side of the dark side with the dark side, you go down there, you go to dark side to go see dark side stuff, you know what I mean? And get caught up with dark sided people. That's it. You know what you're doing. But man, when you go to a gym, you think health and, overall growth. You don't think about drugs and all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I'm pretty sure they make their ways in there. Drugs, prostitution, and all that stuff. It would shock me. But of course, I don't know how they come. But I'm pretty sure they're there. Somewhere out there, pretty sure they're there. Probably the whole 9 yard, whatever you can think of. They probably have made their way there. Because the thing is, that I have noticed is, because I have befriended some of people who are active in rehabs who use the gym. So it would make sense, people thinking, yeah, I think I could do 2 and 2, go half healthy side, and I'll keep it in the dark side too with stuff too. No, you're just butchering yourself. You're butchering yourself. there's only so much good environments in this dark world, you know what I mean? If you ruin that side of life for yourself because you're getting caught up with stuff, man. See, the least you could have done is just, keep your stuff outside of those healthy environments, and you would use those for a healthier side of your mind, and then go back to doing whatever the heck you were doing. But if you're getting caught up in there with people and stuff like that, like working out with them too, that's the thing. Like, they're going to want to do, especially when you're in the dark side of life, everything is group mentality. You don't see no one, you don't see no strays, you don't see no one. Well, that's actually, I mean, I was a stray, but also you can find me in groups because I was just confused all the time. I was just confused. I was trying to find, how this downtown area and stuff like that. I was trying to find, because it was comforting to me, but it was hard for me to get into groups and stuff. Like, well, I mean, it wasn't that hard. It's hard for me to, what's the word for it? To find interest, for crying out loud. Because, I didn't do anything. Like, the ones that were having all the fun were the ones that were, on stuff. That's how you get addicted to the lifestyle, period. That's how it is. People get curiosity kills the cat, basically. But yeah, I don't know. That's just what I would do. Like, if you're trying to work on yourself and you're stuck in the dark side and you're trying to get out, but you don't know how to get out, the least you can do is keep it outside of a healthy atmosphere. But the thing is, it's a group mentality thing. Like, it's all numbers. Your numbers. You're just another number in someone's entourage. You know what I mean? But luckily, with me finding the beauty in life in 2019, a lot of people, they had to be on something to even hang out with me because I just talk too much. I talk too much. Like, it's a buzzkill because they got to keep up with me and everything that I'm saying. And they're just like, yo, James, yo. You can't be around me right now. Just give me a couple minutes. Give me about an hour or something. Okay. By the time they're drunk and high and whatever, then they'll feel good and they'll want to be around me because they can actually keep up with me then. But it's hard to keep up with me. And that's the thing too, is I keep working on myself daily, so I constantly get better and better and better each and every day. So I'm continuing to stay ahead of myself. But yeah, the dark side though, it'll trap you though. It'll get you. And that's one thing too that's been, since I've been attracting so much better in that atmosphere that I'm trying to achieve to get into, trying to get into that other side of life that I've never been exposed to, because you are a product of your environment through your upbringing. So yeah. And that is a real saying. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but what you are raised around, what your parents and guardians and stuff were raised around, that stuff attaches to you like a host. Whether you moved far away from it or not, it's still attached. It's still there because you lingered it in. Did you come to peace with it? No, you didn't. A lot of people don't. That's why I do what I do. I know a lot of people don't got time to do 5 years of therapy and a caseworker. They don't got time for that. Well, the thing I do is I just try to expose whatever I can to help benefit people. Just try to guide them in the right direction. Because I know everyone's fucked up. Everyone has a diagnosis. Everyone is messed up. That's just it. A lot of people hide it. But yeah, since I've been trying to, achieve, and I'm getting farther into it, I'm farther into that type of atmosphere that I was never exposed to. I'm having to learn a lot. I'm having to learn how to carry myself in a whole different demeanor. Well, kind of. I'm more like I'm creating myself equipped for that atmosphere, because I refuse to go back, to old me. I refuse to go back. He's been dead in a casket for years. He's been dead. Well, it hasn't been years, like, don't think like 20 years or something. He's only been in the casket for since 2019. Well, wait. 2019, that's when it was kind of shifty. It was shifty. But I did find the beauty in life in 2019. That's when I got out of my reclusive nature. Because I was a heavy recluse during my developing stages, through my childhood and everything. Heavy recluse. But 2019, that's when, I was introduced downtown, and I remember my caseworker being so terrified. She was like, James, be careful. Please be careful. Please be careful. And then she was seeing who I was hanging out with and stuff, and she was trying to tell me, James, these are not your friends. They don't look at you that way, James. They don't look at you that way. And I had to learn the hard way, Had to learn the hard way, boy. But I'm glad I had to learn the hard way. I'm glad I learned how I did, because I realized how dark it can get. I was only on like the skim of the water, like, where you're in walking, like, you can walk. You ain't got to worry about swimming, because you can feel you can still feel the bottom of where the water is. So you're fine. But the thing is, it's the dark side of life, man. It can get pretty deep, where you're going to be swimming, and eventually you're going to be drowning. And when you meet those people that have already drowned, those are the most lifeless people you'll ever meet. Lifeless, man. Heartless, lifeless. When you meet someone who's been drowned, they're lifeless. Those are cold people. And I tell you, they don't care about anything. They don't. That's why it's best, like, downtown is just a gateway. It's just a gateway. And the thing is a lot of people don't even acknowledge how dark it actually is, because the drugs and stuff and all that other stuff, that's just playing a mask. That's putting on a facade. That's just making it feel all pretty and awesome, because they can't even identify what they're doing, because they're trying to get their fix. Everyone's trying to get their fix. And that's the thing. They don't even call it a fix. They don't even look at it. Then they don't even look at themselves as an addict until it gets so out of hand that they have to go into rehab. You know what I mean? They don't even know. They can't acknowledge. But with me being the sober one, I saw. I saw how dark that lifestyle can get. I saw how dark it get. Did I go to the deep trenches though? No. All it took for me was when COVID hit, I couldn't go downtown. I got caught up. I was like, well, I can't hang out with this, blah, blah, blah. Well, I know where I can go, blah, 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 and hang out, blah, 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 Well, guess what? That's where I met someone who had no life. Lifeless. There's no telling what they have been through in life. There ain't no telling. But I tell you, mentally damaging. Mentally damaging, man. That's what I mean. So the things that I was exposed to, that's just shallow end, That's shallow. And see, a lot of people who come from corrupt homes, which is a heavy majority, it's corrupt in its own way. There's something corrupt in every single household, because face it, we're all fucking accidents. We're all accidents. We're either accidents or someone was planning to just have a kid because it's cute. That's what I mean. That's one thing that I don't understand, and it's hard for me to comprehend, like, who willingly, because I acknowledge that I don't want a kid. I'm terrified, I'm terrified of like that, I am thankful I don't have a kid. I'm thankful that I don't, you know, because that's scary. I've been on that other end where I thought that, there was a pregnancy and I was scared as fuck. I was scared. Man. Scared. Terrified. Like, I literally thought my world was ending. I was like, no. Like, I was like, I'm so ill-minded already. I don't. And that's the thing, when you get caught up into stuff, you get caught up in that world and you continue to feed into your own delusions instead of working on it. There's consequences, man. There's consequences. Once that kid comes, lock and key. You're stuck. Good luck. Good luck helping now. You brought in an innocent life to continue on your legacy of dysfunction. No, says I. No, says I. I honestly believe, I'm a version of my dad, if he turned his life around, around my age. Or, because I already know the reason why we have kids is to set the example to turn the life of the parents around. But it's up to them to acknowledge that, hey, my kid is showing me what I need to work on within myself. But the thing is a lot of people are so fed into their illusions, their delusional mind, they can't comprehend. So what they do is they just fix and sculpt and correct the kid to get to their liking, to where it don't bother them as much. But see, as you can see, I was a stubborn motherfucking kid because I've always been completely different from everyone in my fucking household, because everything fucking scared me. Everything fucking scared me. You know what I mean? Everything. I was scared. Like, if you met my parents, they will tell you how I was a kid. Like, if I got something on my fucking hands, like oil or something, just if my hands were just a little dirty, I'd have to go clean my fucking hands. Like, I mean, I was a paranoid little kid. Like, I was just scared. I was just scared. I was a little scaredy cat, man. Poor little James. Poor little James. Then that's what created, as I got into school and all that stuff, it just created more me. And I just got more corrupt. And so on. That's how it goes. Everyone is a product of their environment. And that's one thing that I acknowledged when I was hanging out downtown. I had every opportunity to become my dad. Every opportunity to become him. And no, says I. No, says I. No, says I. That's what I mean, man. People don't understand how easy it is. Life itself. Like, if you want anything, you just picture it. If you want it quick, you can get it quick. But you better be scared of the consequence. You better be ready to face consequences doing stuff like that. You got to face consequences. Because what it takes to get stuff quick, yeah, you can get it. You can get whatever you want. But the thing is, when it comes down to it, there's always consequences at the end. There's always consequences. You got to be able to put up with it. Then when you get caught up in the lifestyle, you get addicted to it. It's hard for you to get out because it created you. It created a more happier side of you. It's more like, what's the word for it? So, first, before you're exposed to, the party side of everything, it's dysfunctional, it's corrupt, you don't like it, you're not happy, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you mean there's a mesh pool of people who are just like me and dysfunctional? More people just like me? Oh my gosh, this is great. Alcohol, pills, yeah, have fun, yeah, tight, man, blah, 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 hallucinogens, yeah. Yeah, this is so fun, oh my gosh. It's a mesh pool, man. of dysfunctional people, and they connect with other people who have dysfunctions that can either benefit their dysfunction to make them even more dysfunctional, or maybe they're just kind of curious about this other side of dysfunction. It's a fucking cesspool, man. It's a cesspool. And guess what? I had that when I was in the hospital. See, not a lot of people get sent to the hospital because a lot of people, their parents be saying, there ain't nothing wrong. Well, actually, I did get told that too. There ain't nothing wrong with me. I heard that story all the time, but my episodes and stuff and my paranoia was just bad. So I was in the hospital. And I remember when I went to the hospital, that was the best time of my life because guess what? I didn't feel like an outcast for once. I actually had friends, people who were just like me. And it was great. That's the same thing as downtown. It's just a fucking hospital without regulations and all that other bull crap. That's all it is. It's just a fucking confinement of dysfunction, you know? But there is no one trying to get it better. They want you to get addicted to it. They want you to get addicted. They want you to feel good. But that's the thing. You get caught up downtown, you can have anything you want. Anything you want. Anything you want. When people say like, oh, that person's so out of my league, blah, 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 blah. Incorrect. I'm going to tell you this right now. There is no such thing as a league. There is no league. There's no league. There is no league. There is no league. Because at the end of the day, they're no different from you. They got a dysfunctional mind too. They got a dysfunctional mind. They look down on themselves just like everyone else downtown. Blah, 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 blah. You know, it's the same dang thing. Whatever's going on within you, it's probably more than likely going on within them too. They came in the world the same fucking way, you know. And I've heard it from people who are my friends, you know, who've told me their story. And a lot of the females even said that they got affected from their fathers, the upbringing with their father as well. So that's what I mean. Like, you know, whatever you could be going through, they're probably going through it too. You know what I mean? There ain't no league. That's something that society created to F up your mind more. There ain't no league. Everyone's fucked up. But the thing is a lot of people are not vocal about how fucked up they are because, oh no, they're gonna think I'm crazy and all this other stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, my therapist, I'll never forget those words that she said. She said, James, I don't ever want you to tell people about this because I don't want people to look at you bad because of your diagnosis and all that. Ha! The very next day, I got my diagnosis, guys! Yes! Like, I was so happy when I got my diagnosis. I was happy. Because it was like the missing puzzle piece. It was the missing puzzle piece to everything. Of course, no, I wasn't really happy either, though, because I was really mad. Because I was like, oh, I'm going off on my parents tonight. Yes, I am. This is uncalled for. Blah, 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 blah. And because, I don't know. You just look at it like that, man. I think it was kind of a normal response, you know. Of course, you know, when you're working on yourself and you realize that all this happened during my upbringing, this created this, you know. But overall, shoot, I wouldn't change a dang thing, man. But yeah. People don't understand. Leagues don't exist. They don't. It's to mess up your mind, man. It's to mess up your mind. They're living people just like you. And see, that's the thing too. It's hard for me to even get attraction to anybody. And I think, because I was thinking on the subject matter today, and I'm thinking, man, because I was exposed, you know, because I was a recluse through my childhood and all that stuff. And my dating, it was always online. I didn't have a girlfriend in school or anything. All my stuff was online. And the thing about online in the virtual world games is, you know, oh yeah, stunning avatars, blah, blah, blah. Very pretty. They could have any kind of look that they want. And, you know, they can look they can look like freaking models and all that other bull crap, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that was different from them is like you had to type. You had to type. And with those kind of worlds, when you're really deep into the virtual reality game, to the people who are really addicted to virtual reality, you'll notice like the most prettiest one that's there, her vocabulary skills and typing skills are phenomenal. The only way you're going to hang out with her is if your vocabulary skills and all that stuff is phenomenal. Otherwise, she ain't even going to look at you. So the attraction in the virtual reality games are completely different. Yeah, there are really dumb sides to virtual reality games too, where the people don't really know how to talk really, and they just really use it for the adult things, and that's about it. Like they don't really do anything. But when you're into the people who take it serious, like, I mean, they got weddings, they got all that other stuff going on, and all this other stuff, like kids and uncles and stuff, and all this other crap, like people who really orchestrate this stuff and they're really into it, that's the side that you'll want to stay away from. Well, actually, I'm kind of thankful it did, because it kind of made me, that's why it's so hard for me to attract, I believe, because I was always attracted to people who actually could talk. See, where in real world, if say a pretty face was interested in me, dude, if she don't talk and she is like really, she don't know how to keep a conversation going, her vocabulary is really sucky, she don't know anything about proper etiquette when it comes to socializing, no, you're gonna have to go. I can't deal, because it would make me mad. It will start to make me mad. I'm gonna be like, no, you're good. Well, of course, now it's more like I'll just talk your ear off until you leave, because I'm constant. I know I can acknowledge that I'm a constant mirror. I notice this. I know this. I know that for a fact. I vocalize it. I vocalize it to a T. I already know. That I'm a mirror. I'm a constant fucking mirror. Why does this guy keep projecting stuff that I gotta work on myself? Why does he do this? Why does he do this? It's not that I mean to. All I'm doing is just talking. But that's the thing. My communication and the way that I communicate is so fucking different from majority. Because majority didn't have that. They didn't get introduced to the people who can really type and like vocabulary skills on 1,000,000, emotional intelligence on 1,000,000. You know, the reason why that side of the virtual reality games were so into their emotional intelligence is because they were recluses them damn self. We were all just a bunch of crybabies reclused in our bedroom. That's all it was. So that really makes it really hard for me to even find attraction. It's hard for me to find attraction to anybody. Of course, I can acknowledge when lustful attraction happens. But the thing is when, say, that person that I have it on, because usually when I have lustful attraction, I will veer away purposely, because I already know if something is triggered through lust, you're just going to get dysfunction out of it, because you're doing it for the wrong things anyway. I will veer away and keep my distance. And, but say, like, if they were to approach, usually the conversation is going to be very dumb, to the point, where basically they just want attention. And that's really all it is. That's really all it is downtown. If you like a girl, just go and give her attention. She'll eat it up like candy. Now, will she approach you? It all depends. Like I have said in many podcasts, it's all a fucking mind game. That's all it is. That's all dating is. That's all it is. A mind game. You know. How well's your game? Can you solve her puzzle? Her labyrinth? Can you? Yeah, stay away from that stuff. Stay away from it, man. You play the game. Once you're in the game, you're gonna get into a maze where you're gonna get stuck. Especially nowadays. I mean, from what my mama said, I think my mama told me. Well, Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mama told me. Because I don't know who told me then. But I was talking about how big open relationships are. Like downtown, like how big they were. How big they were. Like how big they are right now. Period. And Mama said that, I think Mama's told me that that's always been around, except they weren't called that. They were more like swingers and all that stuff. But it's the same gosh dang concept. I don't understand any of that. I don't understand any of that. But I don't get it. Never will, because I don't want to play. But that's the thing. You get caught in a labyrinth or a puzzle where, you know, you're trying to decode this person and you end up getting stuck in other people's puzzles as well. Like, you're just getting puzzles upon puzzles upon puzzles. Your freedom is outside of that puzzle. Now you got to solve all these puzzles and get the fuck out, because now your mind's going into a dysfunctional warp. It's just going down, spiral. Because remember, the people that you involve yourself in, you also get their dysfunction as well. Like, that's the thing. When it comes to sex, you got to think of it as like, it's a phone, you know, and you're the plug, right? You're the plug in to charge the battery. But sometimes a lot of the technology might have some bad files, might have some viruses, might have something. Don't connect it. Don't connect to it. Don't connect to it, because it's gonna go right onto where you're plugging it in. So you plug it in, you get all that nastiness, all the dysfunction from all their environments that they have been into and all that stuff. And that's the thing. When it comes to those people, you don't even know how long they have been playing. You don't even know how much stuff they have gotten. So they're just giving it all to you. You're taking however many doors that they have opened, you know, opening more doors for you that you don't even know is even open. So then you're going to be just walking downtown and you're going to be attracting people that you don't even understand how they're attracted to you. It's because of someone that you did stuff with, someone who you let in. But yeah, when it comes to putting the plug in, that's one of the most sacred stuff and most detrimental to your mental, because plug into the wrong person, you're going to get all that crap too. Sometimes there might be a baby coming out, and then you might be getting a phone call. Hey, just wanted to tell you that I haven't had a period in like 2 months. Yeah, just wanted to tell you I might be pregnant. You're going to get on child support. But yeah. That's what I mean, man. It's complex. But that's how they get you trapped. Because people don't know how to get out of the puzzles. They've been playing the game so long, they're stuck. Just like those people that are downtown at 50, still partying it up with the young people. You know, they're regular faces too. You know, I've been down there since I was in college too. They done played so many puzzles, man. They're stuck. That's why you got to go to a therapist and some stuff so they can unravel the puzzle for you and give you your diagnosis sheet, which more than likely, if it was substance or something else related, you're probably going to get a double diagnosis or a triple diagnosis and all that other stuff. Complexities, because your mind is complex, just as downtown is, but except downtown, it's easier to get engulfed, but it's hard to get out. Whereas the mind, when it comes to your health, your mental health, and your overall growth, it's hard to get in. But once the puzzle is solved, then you just have to keep maintaining every single day. So you're doing the same amount of work, except it's a lot harder, but more rewarding in the long run. Whereas downtown, oh, it's a breeze. Oh, let's get you some puzzles real quick and get you entrapped in here, okay? Yeah, I want you to meet a couple people. We got an after party we're going to too. Blah, 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 blah. Like all kinds of puzzles. All puzzle. But yeah, once you start taking them substances and stuff, that's where they get you. Just don't do it. People say that weed and all that other stuff is the gateway. No, the gateway is alcohol. That's what's going to get you. The gateway is alcohol. That's why they don't, because they make a lot of money off it. Because they're making money off of addicts. The alcohol and the smoking. Those are the gateways. That's why they never gone legal. They never gone illegal, They never gone illegal. Because they make a lot of money. They get you addicted on it. Excuse me. You know I don't smoke. I'm only a social smoker. I only smoke when I'm socializing. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, leagues. That don't exist. They don't exist. But see here. Dang. This podcast has been going good as heck, man. 24:59. But yeah, one thing that I've noticed with me trying to get into this atmosphere of life that I'm not in, I've been getting exposed. My coffin, me and my coffin, he's been trying to warp me the best of his ability. He's been introducing new episodes that have been coming in, and they're not like bad. But I have noticed, like, sometimes, like, something minor, like if something minor might trigger, like, the morbid side of that side of my brain where I used to have morbid thoughts and stuff, like, sometimes it would trick on, and I would kind of envision it a little bit, but then I see my caseworker, she's taught me how to turn it off when that happens. So, I'll turn it off. But when I turn it off, it's like me, the old me in the coffin, he starts shaking and he starts telling me I'm going to swallow my tongue. What is up with me? What is up with him telling me I'm going to swallow my tongue? Like, I don't get it. And it was at work, for crying out loud. Not even at the gym. This has been happening the past few days, where if I'm like, just doing something, I think it's because I'm continuing to exceed. Like, I'm completely way past the old environment that I used to be in. Like, I'm way past it. That's what I mean. I'm a completely different person. And that's what I love too. When I start telling people my story, they said, James, I can't picture any of this. And I'm like, good. I'm glad you can't picture it. Because that wasn't even who I really was. I was suffering. That's just like everybody, man. Every single person is suffering. The person you meet, you're probably not even meeting that real person. That's what's scary. You don't even know who that person is. The person that they put in front of you, that's not even that person. Yeah, you've been telling me I'm going to swallow my tongue. Of course, now I know that it's not true. And one of my friends, she was telling me, James, that's impossible. And plus, the only way that you would do it is if you were on muscle relaxers. And I know you're not on any muscle relaxers. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not. She said, yeah, that would be the only way. And it makes sense because down there there's tissue that holds your tongue up anyway. But see, my mind don't care. Like, he's going to try to scare me the best to his ability. But the thing is when I start having that, where he starts telling me, hey, you're going to swallow your tongue. You better bite your tongue. You're going to swallow it. I'll just be like, whatever. Because I know the truth. I know that it's fake. I know it's not going to happen. See, that's what I mean. When you get paranoid, you need to do your studying and look into this stuff to prove your mind wrong and be like, hey, shut up. I know the truth. You're lying to me. That's why I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my therapist and my caseworker. They taught me everything I needed to know to put it in its place. And now he's just being stupid. Like, I mean, I respect what he's done for me. I'm still alive and all that stuff. But the thing is I understand he don't want me to exceed more into this new atmosphere because, those episodes and stuff are for protection. Of course, now it's not really necessary no more. It's not really necessary. But, so I just put him in his place, put him back in the coffin. Then I just have to wait for the episode of me thinking that I'm going to, whoa, look at that guy. spider crawling on my window. But I don't even know what kind of spider that is. But yeah, I don't even yeah, when I overcome that episode real quick, yeah, I don't even know what kind of spider that is. But because I'm looking at his belly. It's not even on the outside. Now, if it was on the outside, I could probably tell you what kind of spider it is. I don't know. But yeah, you just trucking along. But so I'll wait for the episode to leave. And whenever it leaves, I'm fine. Doesn't mean it won't come back, because they've been hitting more than once in a day. Like, I probably have it a couple times now. And that's the thing. Like, when I was working at the gym, like, it was like what, once every other month I might have thought that I was going to swallow my tongue. But now it's just becoming a repetitive process. And I believe that my mind is trying to outdo me, to bring me back in the comfort zone where I used to be comforted in my own insanity. But the thing is I won't go back. And it can acknowledge that I'm not coming back. I'm continuing to move forward. So what does it want to do? It's trying everything, like that. Like I was telling my friend, the old me, he's in the coffin, right? And he's just going through the filing cabinet of my brain, just trying to find something that's going to scare me. Like, he's going back and back and back, because the fear of swallowing my tongue, that's something that I might have had a fear of that when I was having seizures, because of stuff I was hearing and stuff like that. But other than that, that was it. He dug that deep to try to trigger me. Dug that deep. Because back in them days, I was scared far more. I was scared of someone killing me. That's what I was scared of back in those days. I was paranoid as heck. I thought I was dying every single day. I thought someone was out to kill me somewhere. Someone's going to kill me today. I don't know who. Like, that's how it was back in the day for me as a kid. So I had way more scary things to be thinking about than me swallowing my tongue. But the thing is now, it knows that I overcame all that. It knows that my therapist and caseworker, they've taught me how to overcome everything, every dark obstacle and everything that even come into the brain. Oh, but they didn't help him with the fear of swallowing his tongue. I got him now. No, you don't, Miss Shaw. No, you do not. Because I outdid you. You can put it in my brain all you want. I know you care. I know he cares. But the thing is I want to go towards growth. I don't want to go back. Because I know how I was when I was back there. I wasn't happy. I didn't like my life. I hated myself back in the day. Now I love myself. I don't want to go back. I love my life. I love everything about my life. I'm thankful for the friends I've made. I'm thankful for people that want to help me continue to achieve and progress in life, So I'm not going back. You can tell me I'm going to swallow my tongue all you want, but the thing is at the end of the day, I know that I'm not. And if I end up swallowing my tongue, well, guess what? Oh, he must have came for me, and this is how he wanted me to go. So I guess I'm going. But the thing is it wouldn't be from my paranoid delusion. Because I know when I'm in a paranoid mind, I know that this is not accurate. This is not accurate. Because see, my caseworker, that's one thing she taught me. So if you deal with paranoia, I'm about to give you the code. When you start to get into paranoid, you got to go down a list of questions. Now for me, I have my own list of questions that help me. Like, why would this person think this way? Or why would I be feeling this way? How is this even accurate to what I was doing? Like, you need to basically outdo the paranoia. And once you can outdo the paranoia, so basically you want to set you up some questions ahead of time. See, my paranoid mind, it could be different from everything. So, but the thing is it's very hard for me to even get paranoid of anything anymore, because I've overcame all of it. So you know what I mean? But make a list of questions and just break it down Just break it down. You want to break it down to where basically the paranoia just sounds completely stupid, you know? And then you'll find your sanity again because you broke it down. You broke it down. It was pretty stupid. So now you're going to go enjoy. You're going to go enjoy life now instead of being paranoid. But man, this has been a good podcast. Dan, 30:08. And that's the weird thing too. When I was talking about the swallowing of the tongue, and I'm pretty sure it makes the old me mad, I'll start talking about it. And then he'll start implementing in my head, yeah, you're about to swallow your tongue right now while you're talking about it. Because it's like, I think he knows that I'm like talking about it. You know what I mean? I think he knows that I'm talking about it. But you won't see me going back though. But yeah, never be afraid to tell your story. Everyone in life is a dysfunctional mind. Because at the end of the day, they didn't have a choice. But as you get older, you have a choice then. You have a choice whether you want to continue to live that way or are you going to change it. But, yeah. This is a pretty good podcast. I can't concentrate really because I got to pee really bad. But I'm going to tough it out real quick. But, yeah, never be scared to vocalize. Now, it's tough when you start to vocalize everything at first. No one's going to be on your bandwagon. No one. It's when you overcome that big mountaintop of your mental health, that's when people want to be hearing your stories and stuff. Ooh, you did that. Ooh, you did that. But in the very beginning, yeah, I'm thinking about getting help. I know where I need help. Did you try drinking or something? Like, did you try smoking? Maybe some weed will help you, you know? Maybe that'll help you. Maybe that'll calm you down. Like, the opinions of others, remember, they're only going to corrupt you. Your best bet is just to go with what you think would be best. But remember, the stuff you choose to indulge in during that time frame with opinions that you might get from others, because that's how it keeps you. I'm telling you, our life is programmed to keep you trapped. It's you. You got to outthink everything. You got to be the difference. So whatever obstacle that might be thrown at you, you might have to be the difference within that obstacle. Because someone has to learn from you. And if they're not learning from you, well, they're probably enabling you. Or you are enabling them. But my tattoo's healing all well. Beautiful. Yep. But yeah. It's bumpy at first. It's a big bumpy road. No one's going to have your back. Probably your family ain't going to have your back, you know. Because you're just exposing everything that they need to work on themselves too. Why would you do this to them, you know? But once you overcome that climb and you get over it, well, then they just have to adjust. And when they adjust to you, that's when beauty starts to happen in the family. Me and my mom, our relationship's been flawless. Mama's been cute. She texted me a message of her tie-dye shirts that she's been working on. She's done a lot of shirts lately. And it's so awesome to see how much she's progressing, like creative-wise and everything. Our relationship in general is just progressing wonderfully, you know. It makes me happy. Makes me happy a lot. But yeah, she got a stand for her shirts to take pictures of the shirts she made and all that. And it's really cool. And I can't wait to see where the relationship is in like 3 years from now, 4 years from now, Right now, she's just been making a stockpile of shirts. And, we talk about we're going to go into business one day and all that stuff. Maybe that will happen, That'll be beautiful. Just to have that relationship with my mom, Because it's so cool to see, like, the passion in my mom's eyes when she's showing me her shirt she made, And just knowing that I was an influence for her to get into it, Because now she's addicted to it. Because she has realized how big of a world the tie-dye community is. Like, the shirts are infinite. There's a billion different shirts that you can make. People still come up with new ones to this day. Like, no tie-dye shirt is the same. It's all completely different. But yeah, she showed me some of those. I'm going to try to go up there tomorrow, but I know that I need to. It's just, man, this whole gas thing has just been weird. Filled my Fiat up. It was $27, man. $27. I've never had to pay $27 to fill my car up. My car is usually like $20. $27? That's $7 more. So, yeah. Let's see, 30.90, 33.92. Sorry, guys, I gotta go pee really bad. But I'm trying to make this wait, do I do 35? Yeah, I do 35. Dang, I got one more. All right, it's 34.06. But yeah, I do want to visit, because I think I know that's why Mama showed me all her shirts, because Mama likes. And see, I enjoy the face-to-face interaction with Mom, because, like, when she's showing me her shirts, her eyes are just all glisten, and, like, she looks like she's looking up at a bright light, because you're seeing the inner child inside my mom just happy as heck, Look, James, look what I made. Look what I made. Like, look what I made, Just look at this. I made this right here. Look, see that? It's precious. It's adorable as heck, because I can see the progress being made through my mom, how much she's progressing, how much that inner child in her is just flourishing, blossoming like a beautiful flower. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful. But, it's tough, especially with this rent increase. I'm just trying to make do with everything, trying to make do with everything. But I'm going to tough it out. And I know that's why the stuff with the mind and stuff has gotten all craziness and stuff, is because it knows that I'm going to continue to exceed into this side of life. Because I love what it's bringing me. I refused to stay a product of my environment. I refused. And I'm achieving all of the amount of time that I put into myself. It's all paying off. But anyway, guys, it's 35:10. Yes. So I'm out. Y'all stay positive. Peace.